Action.
And we know that progress in any nation is not even possible without education. And so a very integral part of Bahamian American Partnership is the Fire Safety Education Program. And today we're pleased to have with us Mrs. Thelma J. Dean, who is the principal of the Uriah McPhee Primary School in Kemp Road, New Providence. And Mrs. Dean, first of all, I'd like to ask you, you are an advocate for fire safety education, I know, because you have endorsed the fire safety training in our school. We have an FIT program, which stands for Firefighters in Training. Why would you say, as a principal of a large primary school, a population of over 1,100, why is fire safety education important?
Fire safety is important because, generally speaking, any measures that we can take to save lives is important. We have had the devastating fire of the marketplace on September 4th, and I think we have learned many things from that unfortunate incident. And so I commend Mr. Frank Manaya and the team for coming down and initiating this program at our school. We welcome them, and we feel very, very pleased that they have chosen our school to be the pilot.
Certainly. And Mrs. Dean, and speaking about the Firefighters in Training program, I mean, we have started that at Uriah with about 50 plus boys. What do you feel the positive impact of such a program can be on our boys there at Uriah?
In our cultures, our young men seem to be at risk, and we lose so many of them to the street. And there are a number of our boys that we feel, because they lack self-esteem, they are at risk. And so this program is ideal in that they are exposed to a program that will give them the self-esteem and the confidence to do something that they love doing.
Yes, that's a good one. Now, you know, when we had our induction ceremony there at Uriah, we were privileged really to have Captain Kevin Keegan come down from New York. He's a veteran firefighter with the New York City Fire Patrol. And we both know that he's done some lecturing in schools in New York City. And so as a part of the partnership, he came here. What would you say that experience was like to have him address our boys in the FIT program?
Oh, it was a pleasure. In fact, we were honored to have Captain Keegan come to our school and speak directly to our students. A person who has been in the firefighting business for many years and who have had direct experience with the September 11th fire in New York. It was a tremendous opportunity for our children to learn from a master. And we really and truly appreciate the time he spent with us. In fact, we would like all of our students to really learn from him.
Yes, and we learned a lot ourselves. You and I both observed the boys on the day that we had the induction, and Captain Keegan was there, and you and he worked together in handing out these hats. I see you're sitting here with your fire chief hat. Mrs. Dean, tell us how, from your observation as a principal, how excited those boys were to get the materials, the hats, the coloring books, that sort of thing.
Oh, it was so difficult to control them. They were so enthusiastic, and they wore their hats with pride the entire day at Uriah. And in fact, they came back the next day, and everybody at Uriah wanted to have one of these firefighting hats. But they were the ones who were chosen, and they were so proud. And I am proud of them.
Because we had gone through a training before, so of course because a lot of boys came up to me afterwards, Miss Francis, can I please have a hat? And I said, well, you have to go through the training, you know, because we have a training program, of course, that you know that you endorsed. Mrs. Dean, anything else?
And just to add, you know, they came to me too to see if you weren't telling them the right thing. And so I told them, you have to join the program. I think you're going to have a lot of persons wanting to join up.
Yes. And we want to thank you, Mrs. Dean, just for endorsing such a program. I've worked with you, of course, for 3 years now as the guidance counselor at Uriah, and you are a visionary because you see so much farther down the road, which is why I'm sure you embrace programs like this. What would you say could be some of the future goals of such a program? How far could we take this?
Oh, we could take this to the limit. It's limitless. Wow. We could involve students that are at the high school level. In fact, we could involve our own firefighting department, the
Right,
police force,
right,
in
yes,
this
yes.
effort, and especially at schools like Uriah, where we are in an enclosed environment. It is of maximum importance that our students receive the benefit of this training.
Absolutely. Mrs. Dean, we're the pioneers at Uriah with the FIT program and the Fire Safety Education Program. But would you say that it's a program that you'd recommend to other schools?
I certainly would, without any hesitation whatsoever. In fact, this is something we all need. And we cannot be too careful about the safety of children, because in so many instances, even at home, we have had lives that were lost
Yes.
to fire. And if our children could take this even at home and in the community, we will all benefit and we'll be better for it.
That's so true. You know, we had Hilda Strawn come into the school at the induction. You were there when, and she spoke about her own personal experiences, and the boys were so attentive, you know, and so I think they learned a lot when people come and share their real life experiences.
Yes, I think
That's
so.
a part of the program. Mrs. Dean, thank you so much for sharing with us.
It was my pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And once again, I'd like to commend you and the fine work you're doing, and also Mr. Manaya. Please keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for endorsing and supporting. Mrs. Thelma J. Dean, principal at the Uriah Matthew Primary School, where we have pioneered the Firefighters in Training program, which is a large part of our fire safety education program, and of course, an integral part of our Bahamian American partnership. Thank you for joining us.